Hello, it's the Silent Silver Wolf of Love and Above, and I am here with Therapy Thursday. On Therapy Thursday, today we are looking at crystal therapy. So, crystals are they are rock made. They're not human made. They're not man made. They are made by the natural processes of the earth. They are made from volcanic eruptions, from tectonic plates moving together, from whatever. I am not a geologist. I do not know how rocks are properly formed. All I can tell you is that it is made by huge, not small, but absolutely huge earth movements. So, like I said, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, things like tsunamis, moving it all around. Um, Even sandstorms, and we're gonna. Do you know what? I was going to come back to it, but I'm actually just going to go with sandstorms first. There is a particular crystal called desert rose. It's called desert rose because it looks like a rose, and it like the petals of a rose more than anything. And I once spoke to this man, or a family who come from Texas, and they said when there's a sandstorm, afterwards, you can see in the desert all these kind of little, not the size of me. Some might be quite large, but um, these things like coming out of the ground, and it's actually the sandstorms that have caused this desert rose, and it doesn't grow in the ground. It's actually made by a sandstorm, and it's these wonderful, beautiful crystals called called desert rose that are left in a number of the places left in the deserts. I've spoken to people who have been in the oil industry who've seen exactly the same, who have taken them home from the desert, from sandstorms as well, particularly down Saudi direction. And it's so there is one of that is how this particular crystal is made. A couple of years ago, now people think, oh, crystals have been in the ground for thousands and millions of years, and that's correct for a lot of them, but there's still new crystals coming up to date. So like desert rose is one of them, but other ones, I cannot remember. I think it's someplace in Western America. I'm not too sure exactly where. It might even be one of the islands, not Hawaii, but that sort of direction off the west coast. And there was a volcanic eruption. I think I'm going back as about 5 years ago here, maybe six, where there was a volcanic eruption, and people were told, obviously, you stay away from these sorts of things. That's life threatening. You don't want to get close to lava or anything like that. But a couple of days after the eruption, because sometimes it can take a couple of days for it to erupt, or once the eruptions happen, a couple of things still happen. So, still smoke coming up because, it needs to kind of balance itself back out again. And there was this wonderful video online of crystals being rained down, and there were tiny little green crystals, and they weren't that big, they were absolutely tiny, but it was raining crystals from the volcano um out of the actual smoke of the volcano. For me, I was so excited. I was just like, I want to be there to because this is a brand new made crystal, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I really want one of these. Um, and it's just really exciting that the Earth still does it. It's a natural process. Even as far, I'm saying as far, but in the 90s, there was a volcano that erupted, and the lava went into the sea, which is kind of quite normal. The lava keeps going, particularly downhill, until it comes to a resting place. So it was hitting the sea, and on the seabed, in the sand, sometime later, because there was lava that was going down, and it needed to cool and everything. There were so many there was like so many crystals of one particular type that was there naturally in the seabed because of this volcano. I find it so exciting. I also find it really fascinating as well. Just the whole concept and idea of how crystals are actually made. So, going back to crystal therapy, that's how crystals are made. They are not man made, they are made by the earth, which I find, like I say, fascinating. And what we do with the crystals is that as a practitioner, we place them on the body a couple of different ways. Um, we can put some in your hands so that you go straight into the therapy holding on to a couple of crystals. Tend to be the same crystal, if I'm honest with you. And then we use the chakra system. We have seven main chakras on our body, and it's about placing those crystals. Each chakra is assigned a color as well, and it's about placing those assigned colors on those points on the body, and then other points as well. Whatever the I use a crystal pendulum. It's about finding where on the body needs some more crystals. If it needs crystals, if the crystal, now this is the interesting thing, if a crystal falls off the body, it means that it's actually not needed anymore on the body. So it's no point as a practitioner putting it back on the body where it came from, because it will just naturally come off again, because that chakra is in balance at that point. And sometimes it doesn't need, the crystals don't need more than 20 minutes on a particular chakra. Sometimes I have done a session before where all the crystals, all the chakra crystals have come off at some point. But I have placed other ones. So maybe if someone's having a problem, maybe they've got an old knee injury, and maybe I've got like a number of crystals around the knee as well, or maybe they've got an old elbow injury, for example. So it's all about placing the crystals where they are needed on the body. So if you would like to have a session with me, get in touch, or you might just want to have a look at what crystals you can use yourself. So if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon, and you'll be notified every single time I put up a video. I put up 5 videos a week. Keep rocking your awesomeness, and I will see you